hey.
Yeah, I
You
like
got
that.
that
I like
smooth
that.
beats. Come holler at Fats if you need a beat.
Yeah, I got a couple of them if you need them. Come tap in.
Tap in. Hey, it's your girl Nikki, the influencer, here in the Boss Work Media studio on Made for Boss TV with my co-host.
Hey, y'all, this your boy Fats, the big fella. How y'all doing out there? How you doing, Nikki?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
How was your day today?
It was good. It was
what's up.
good.
That's
It was
what's up.
good. Working.
I like to hear that.
Excited about our new interviews we got
Yeah,
today.
I am too. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, yes, yes. So we got a very special guest in the house. We're going to have her introduce herself, but we're going to be talking about real estate and mortgage loans. How are you doing today? Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, everybody. My name is Ariyan Miller. I started off as the Millennial Mindsetter. I specialize in motivating young people, millennials, to make, manage, and maximize money, and we do that through real estate and mortgage loans.
Hey,
Nice,
very
nice.
powerful. I feel like they need to hear that spill again. You got it all down packed. She motivating people, uplifting people's life, and all of the above.
Ain't that what the black woman do? I mean, that's what we do, right?
That's what we do.
Yes,
There we
yes,
go, there we
yes.
go.
Hey, power to the people. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where you originated from, and how did you get started in the mortgage and real estate field?
Okay. So I'm born and raised in Stockton, California, and my mom has been in real estate pretty much ever since I can remember. How it started, when I was about 18, even before I was 18, she's like, I want you to do this. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. That's your thing. And I was very passionate about it. I was like, no. And then at one point, she bought me the real estate class, and I was just like, oh, well, I really don't got a plan. So I just took the class, and that's what I've been doing. I've been doing real estate and mortgage loans ever since.
Okay, okay.
How long was the course you took?
The course is easy. The course, well, it just depends on the person, actually. But you can finish it in as little as 45 days. Some people take a year. Some people take 2 years. It just depends
Oh,
on.
wow. Okay.
It depends on the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as how they retain the information? Okay.
Their goals, what they're focused on. Like for me, it took over a year because that wasn't my priority. That was something she wanted me to do. But if you're passionate, ready to go, 45 days you can finish that course.
And then after that course, you get a real estate license?
After that course, you take an exam. I don't know. I think you have to have a 75, pass the exam, and then you get the real estate license.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. I was always intimidated by it. I was in the mortgage industry for a long time, but I always didn't want to get into real estate because I said I want to do the back office work.
Right.
Yeah.
I always said I wasn't a people person too. Imagine that. I was like, I'm not a people person. I want to do the back office. Give me the paperwork. So I never really got into real estate. But how do you feel about real estate? Making sales, getting out there, trying to convince people to buy a home.
So I have a different take. I don't convince people to do nothing.
Okay.
Like, is you trying to do it or not? Right. But I don't like to force people or, persuade, but I do like to educate. So I lead with the education piece and tell them the benefits of it, how they can, what's in it for them, and why they should do it, and then I go that way. That's how I like
That's
to.
Cool. Give them the information they need, and if they want to go further.
Yes.
You can
So
help them
there's
do
some
that.
people out there that they push you to do things to where you feel like, oh, I got to do something even if I don't want to do it. I just don't. I don't lead that way. I like to educate you, let you make a decision. I will advise you on my professional opinion, but at the end of the day, you got to do what feels best for you.
That's right. That's right. I
Very
agree.
much true. I agree
I
on that
agree.
too. Yeah. So, what is things that you want to get across today in your field, in your line of business?
What
would
do
you
I
like
want
the
people to
viewer-
know?
Yes.
So before we started, some people we talked, and Fat said, "Well, if you got to pay taxes, you don't really own it," and that's a good point. But my idea is somebody gonna play the game, so you might as well play.
Very true.
And we just got to get in where we fit in. I would like people to know that real estate isn't everything, but it's something that can help us get where we want to go. My first property, I owned it for 5 years, sold it, and made $150,000,
Okay.
Right.
and it was just too easy.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep rinsing and repeating and continuing to do that. But I want to get people in the mindset as though that they can do it. sometimes I get people, they will argue with me about why they can't do it, or they will tell me they're not worth it, or they will think it's something that is unattainable or completely impossible. And I don't think that's the case. And I want people to be encouraged and to know that you can do this too. People are making money off of this, and you're going to either rent somewhere or rent an apartment, rent a house, rent somewhere, unless you live for free in that case and just keep living for free. But you might as well reap the benefits of it because you're going to pay somebody's mortgage, so why not pay your own?
Definitely, definitely, because this rent is higher than mortgage.
And steady going up.
It is really expensive.
Steady going
And the criteria to get in a rental,
Yes.
you might as well apply for a mortgage
So
loan.
a few years ago, I was helping my cousin from Oakland find a property, and they wanted like 700 credit score, 720, and I'm like, dang. If that's the case, she could buy a house, but she wasn't able to at that time.
Yeah.
So that's what she was doing, and it was almost impossible.
Well, we want to make it possible.
Right, right.
Because that's where I'm lining myself up.
They're gonna definitely make the road where people get frustrated and just say, "Hey, forget it. I'll just keep renting. I don't want to deal with what it takes." You know, for us, our community is melanated people. They always make the road for us difficult to where most people will give up. You know,
Yeah.
they get frustrated with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 'cause it's tough. Because some of the things is like, you know, like you said, the credit score, and then they want you to make 3-4 times the amount that the mortgage is going to be, and you know, it's crazy.
So what I think that there's a series of events. We talked about this a little bit before we came on too, that stop people like me, people of color, black people, African American people, whatever you want to call yourself, from doing things. There's been a history of events that have set us back in a way, but today we can choose to move forward. And I always hear people like, oh, they should teach about credit in school. Maybe they should, but you could teach about it at home. And we're living in a world, especially now with this chat GPT and all this carrying on, where you can find out, we have information at our fingertips.
That was not there.
Yes, and it's up to us to research, read, investigate, do our due diligence, be vigilant, whatever it is, so that we can get what we want and what we rightfully deserve.
Correct.
Definitely.
As far as credit goes, you can YouTube, Google, ChatGPT. You could buy a book. I got a book. I have an entire book, a home buying workbook, available on Amazon called Legacy to Life Homebuyer Guide that you can purchase. It's only $10.
Okay.
And it's about 63 pages. It's an interactive workbook. And you can go through it step by step. We talk about credit. We talk about things that we don't talk about, that people forget to mention, like what will happen when you buy a house. Like, you're going to have some new bills. You're going to have lawn care, which you may not have in an apartment. You're going to have your PG&E bills probably going to be higher. And we just talk about more things and cover everything so that when you do start the process, you are ready to move forward. And I want people to know that you don't got to be ready today. I love to speak with people who aren't ready because we make a plan. We set a timeline. We work together. We check in with each other. We hold each other accountable, and we make it happen. I just helped my client. I've been working with her for 5 years. 5 years. She just bought her house about 3 weeks ago, or about a month ago, after 5 years. When I met her, I don't know how much she made, but it wasn't much. Credit score was probably like 400, and we literally flipped it around. Fast forward 5 years, she landed an amazing job, making $15,000 a month. Credit is fair, like everything lined up. It may take some time, but that's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you have the power to do, be, and have whatever it is that you want to do.
You're definitely
Very
right
true.
about that. I'm going to call you because I am on that verge right now. I had to
Yes.
repair myself. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? These past 3 years, you like, she took 5. So I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
my
she
3
took
ain't that
5.
bad.
No.
Well, I feel like I should have been a homeowner, you know, but I am looking forward to that now that my credit score is up and my income is right, you know. So now I'm ready to talk to someone.
Yes, and you know what? Sometimes we like to beat ourselves up, but it is what it is, and sometimes we'd be like, "Oh, I should have did this. I could have did this," but it's all right, Because you can still do it. Like,
Okay.
time, we still got time. We got time. We got nothing but time. We got money. Money's to be made. They printing it every day. So where's the limit?
Okay,
Right.
okay.
So let me ask you, when it comes to buying a home, right? I heard you say earlier that you bought one and you sold it and made $150,000 profit. Right? So now, when you make that profit, what do? Do you go back into real estate and buy another property and
can
continue that
do-
process?
So you can do whatever you want to do. You can buy an apartment, like you can invest in an apartment building, you can invest it in your dream home, you can invest it in your new business that you know is about to blow, or go your $1 million business idea. It's unlimited what you can do. You can invest it in a life insurance policy that will make you more money. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can do, as long as you have the resources and people like us. Nikki, she does training on how to build a podcast. You can take your money that you earned in your home and pay her to teach you how to build a multi-million-dollar podcast. You can do whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But I was referencing more just sticking within the
Real estate?
yes, like say
like
where
options.
where I'm going with it is it more feasible to like buy real estate, keep it for a minute, sell it, and just keep flipping? You know, because like you were saying, I would be thinking more of buying like rental properties,
Right.
duplexes. You know,
So it depends on your goal. So they say you should never sell real estate. Always keep it. I sold it because I didn't have a choice. You know, sometimes things happen and you don't have a choice. But that's how that happened. But ultimately, to answer your question, it would be best to get as many doors as possible if that's your thing.
right?
It's not for everybody to be a landlord. Of course, you can hire people to handle that for you. And I've seen people that bought homes at the perfect time. Homes are paid off, and they're making $3,000 a month off their, people renting their properties.
Right.
So it just depends on what you want. But the ultimate answer to your question is, you should invest it to get as many doors as possible. More doors equal more money, and
then they say you should never sell it. But my only question with that is because of the cost of maintaining this property, because after 10, 15 years, you got to put a new roof. You got to replace the electricity in the house. The electricals might go out. So, I mean, what's the benefit of keeping it? I mean, because I don't see how I'm making money off of it.
I think that's like option.
so the benefit of keeping real estate, and I think it's so amazing. I really just thought about it. Of course, I'm a real estate broker, I should say. And of course, but the benefit of keeping it is you have an asset that you can pull money from, because it's worth, if you bought it at a good time, not always, but if you bought it for $150,000, no, that's not realistic. Sorry. If you bought it for
Used to be.
right. At one point, but let me give you realistic numbers. If you bought it for $300,000 and it's worth $600,000 now, and you have somebody paying you $2,500 a month, you have your asset,
And
you have your
income,
equity,
yeah.
yep, and you have your cash flow. And to me, that's like that's
Okay.
amazing, and you can pull from it. So, like, let's say you have a property that you paid $300,000 for. It's worth $600,000. You can do a refinance, pull cash. You can do a home equity line of credit, where you basically use the equity of your home as a credit card, and you use your money, but you still have the asset, and you still got the cash flow, and you still got the money.
Because this asset is continuously appreciating
Yes, and not always it goes so.
because of the market.
Yes, the market goes up, and what they say, what goes up must come down.
So that same home that was 600,000 can now be 400,000.
It
can
very
go
well
down.
be.
It can very
So we
much go
haven't had a
down.
drop like that since 2008, and with our new administration, who knows what will happen? But I don't see that. I don't see anything that will cause that to happen at this moment.
What I felt about people keeping their property is because our ancestors, they used to keep their stuff,
Right.
you know, and they left it here for us, and we didn't keep track of it. We didn't,
Yep.
and it's like, because it was a home my mother was grown up in.
Right.
But when my grandma passed, now the house is gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I felt like that was a legacy that sometimes that's the reason why, because some of our people did get out here to work hard to even be able to buy this land, because it was at one point that we weren't even able to purchase land.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then when they came down here and purchased land and then never moved from it and kept on to it, you know what I mean? And then we get of age, our people is gone, and we get of age, and we say,
And we sell it.
we sell it to the white man that
So-
don't give us enough neither for it.
That actually makes me a little bit sad because, again, there's a whole system or a whole series of things that have happened for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell people it's so important to have your home in a trust. And I also like to say you can't have the legacy without the lessons. So you can't just be buying real estate and not knowing exactly what you're doing. I've seen my own, like, distant relatives, they purchased like 5 properties. But as the father got older, the kids couldn't keep it up or they tore it up, whatever the case was. And it wasn't in a trust. So then it went to probate. They didn't have the money to pay the state of California, so then they had to sell it. And it's just all bad. It's just all bad. It's actually like sad. It's sad. So that's why it's so important to, when you do get into real estate, also have a good team that can advise you. Okay, you need to put your home in a trust, and this is why. If not, it will go to probate, and the state of California will want their money, and the lawyer will want his money for nothing. All because we didn't hold the title to our home properly.
Definitely.
Having the trust is very important. We need to bring you back on another day for another show where we can talk about how important it is to have a trust.
We do.
'Cause it's very important.
So I have a question about what everybody likes to know. How much money we need to make to get our home, and what kind of credit score we need to have?
Okay. So there are, all right. Let me just see where I want to start. So you can buy a home with as little as $580. I know so much about credit. I would rather you get your credit up first. I would rather sit down with you, help you get your credit up, and then help you buy a house, because the terms on with the 580 credit score are more expensive, not as good, less favorable than the terms with at least 620. I would at least want you to be at 620, me personally. Now, there's somebody out there that'd be like, oh, you got a 580 and we can make it happen? Let's go do it. I don't feel that way. I feel like, let me help them so we can get the best terms, the best rate, the best options, and go from there. So the answer to your first question, I say at least 620. The second question, so I'll give you an example, and this is the truth, y'all. It's out there. The mortgage on about $300,000 is $2,500 a month. So if you found a home that was about $300,000, which ain't that big and it ain't that good, especially where we live, it's $2,500 a month. You should make at least double that.
You should be making like $5,000
Yep.
to $6,000 on a $300,000 loan.
Yep. And that's for easy math purposes. I think that's the easy way to
break it down.
And if you have debt, you have to subtract that from your income.
Oh, yeah. That's what my main problem is, being self-employed, you know.
Yeah.
Especially when I first open up, my write-offs makes it look like I don't got no money.
Yep.
You know, like I ain't making enough. So then when I go try to buy something, they like, you ain't got nothing.
So
you wrote it all off.
The good part about that is, the pros and the cons is, there are programs for investors, or self-employed people, for like bank statement loans, DSCR loans, and there's a couple other programs that you can use to make it work.
Oh, wow. I need to, someone gave me a card about that, and that was the first time I've heard of the bank statement loans. So, girl, I need to really get into, tell the people how to get in hold of you again.
Yes. So, y'all can call me, beat me if you want to reach me. No, you can find me on Facebook at Ariyan Armani Miller. My phone number is 209-910-1352. You can call me, text me, email me at Ariyan@legacy2life.com. You can email me at realestate@legacy2life.com. I'm on Instagram at legacy2lifeco and RE2Billy. That's how you can reach me, y'all.
All right, y'all. She said how she can reach you. We're going to take a quick commercial break and take to our sponsor. All right.
So say for instance, I buy a house, right? I pay for cash.
Yes.
So if they say I'm just giving a number, I look at the house. They say the house is 380. I say I want to pay cash. Would there be a way?
Well, I be damned. I told you, you can't trust them. But you can trust Roots Lab. Schedule your appointment today, or pay for that maybe baby tomorrow.
Hey, that's Roots Lab. They here in Sacramento. They are one of our sponsors. All right. So, our sponsor, Roots Lab. That's a DNA, black-owned DNA lab. So they said don't go to the TV show. Go to them. They'll help you find out the truth.
I think you just better start being careful who you have babies with.
Man. But, you know.
That's very concerning to me because, yeah, that's concerning. The babies did look like him a little bit, though.
Yes. So, so I guess Roots Lab, they put together that commercial just to show that they do DNA out here in Sacramento. So if you need DNA, you know, I went on Ancestry, I think, just to find out who my people is.
I did mine too.
You know what I mean?
I did mine too.
But we got Roots Lab, so go holler at them. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about some first-time homebuyer programs.
All right, y'all. So I always crack up because when that's the first thing almost everybody says to me when they see me, like, oh, you got them first-time homebuyer programs? And to be honest, I don't know what they're talking about. I'm like, what is it? Because there's not too much out there. But one thing that is very good for first-time home buyers and a myth buster, people think you need 20% down to put on a house, and you don't. If you have a FHA loan, which is just a government-backed loan that was created to help people who didn't have as good credit, not as many reserve, not as much income, or not as much savings, get a loan, you can put down as little as 3.5%.
Oh, wow.
And that's a big difference from 20% because I'm going to be honest, regular people like me, 20% is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's why we still waiting to buy a house.
Exactly.
So they telling y'all.
So if you put that down, would that make the mortgage go up, though, every month? If you only at 3.8?
Well, if you put down 3.5%, the mortgage is going to be higher versus you putting down 20%.
Just like when you buy a car.
Yeah.
The more you put down, the less you'll notice.
Because your loan's going to be bigger.
Yes, definitely. But you don't have to have 20%. Do you know how long that we've been told that right there? And so 20% of even 100,000.
I bought my first house, but it was in the 90s, though. Prices was different. And it was in L.A.
And also for the people who do have money, we have programs for you as well. So like Nikki was saying, sometimes self-employed people like myself, our taxes are a bit funny because the tax liability is so high and we write things off. Well, we have a no-doc program. If you do have 20% down, all you need is a 660 credit score and no documents and 6 to 12 months worth of reserves, and you can get a house. So there's different options and there's different things that you can do. And there's something out there for everybody. But the main thing I want people to think about is equity, equity, equity. Because when you rent, you're not going to get anything back. And although buying a house does involve you investing, it does involve you putting money down, it does involve you maybe keeping up the property, but there's other things to offset that as well. But you will gain equity as a result of purchasing real estate, and you will be able to make more money than you probably would have been able to save. Me saving $150,000, I don't know. That's a stretch. But me investing in my house, and we bought that house with our tax money. Like, we really bought it with our tax money. We used seller credits, so we asked the seller to cover our closing costs.
Yeah.
And that's what we had to do, and it worked. And I'm gonna tell y'all, that house was trashy. It was a mess. It was horrible. But I was so happy to have that house. It was on the corner next to a liquor store in an unfavorable neighborhood in Stockton, and there was certain type of people walking by and things like that, but I didn't care about that because I had a vision. So my mom also bought her first house when she was 23, and she had a vision, and she made a lot of money. So I actually made that goal, and I did make that. I made that goal, and I made that goal.
And you made that money.
Yeah. And
So when you say trashy, are you saying the actual building itself needed work, or they left a lot of trash in there?
I'm gonna tell you. So that house had tenants, and the way that house was, it was just a big long hallway, and there was a room here, room here, room here, room here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Room there. And then there was even a little office space, and I think they used that as a room too. So it was, and they had letters on top of each door like it was a hotel. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, and these people were living there. It's just a bunch of
Like
interesting
a room
people.
and board
Yeah,
type
it was
of
renting-
thing.
they
were
probably.
renting out
yeah.
rooms.
Yeah, interesting
Yeah.
people. I'm gonna say that. It was some interesting people in there, and it was dirty. When I say trashy, it was literally trash, and they left trash. They left like 4 vehicles that was burnt up, and you know how they get to taking cars apart and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was probably like 100 boxes outside. It was cigarette butts, trashy carpet.
But sometimes
old
you're able to get
couches.
money within the loan to fix up the house,
Yes,
right?
you
When
can do
things
that as
like that
well.
happen.
You
Like, yeah.
can. And that's what it looked like. That's what it was. And I know somebody else would have cried, like, what did I get? I was like, yeah, like I can't wait. And to be honest, at that time, we weren't approved for too much. So that was our choice. Like, we didn't have too many options.
Right.
But I'm so grateful for my mom that she had a vision, because she kind of passed that on to me, and I had a vision. And I'm not always good at executing. I did have to have my dad help me, but we fixed it up, and
got it sold.
yeah.
And
we
made
did
some
it.
money.
And we lived there for 5 years too, and we had good memories. We hosted things. It was a good family house. It was a good starter house, and it was a great experience. Things happened though.
Yeah, but the family is what make it a home. So
I agree.
it didn't really matter. Y'all could have been in a cardboard box as long as y'all love each other.
Yeah.
It's
So
gonna be home. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So
Now, what I was saying earlier was, like, say for instance, you have a person that's buying a house and they want to pay cash, and the house is say $380. Now, if I go to them and I say I got straight cash, does that price go down? Can I negotiate the price?
It just depends on the seller's goals. So if every seller has their own goals. So if the seller is like, I need to get this off my hands, I need some money real fast, that price may go down.
Right.
But just as an example, yesterday I wrote an offer for my client, $750,000 cash, but they had 2 other offers that had financing, and they were going up to 8 something. They're not gonna pick our offer.
they didn't
It's
pick
all
the
right.
cash offer.
Well, I shouldn't say that, but I know I've been
they
doing
were-
it long enough to know that they're gonna go with whoever makes the most money. In that case, but in some cases, especially if you have a good story, like I allow all of my buyers to write a letter, or if you give me the facts, I'll write a letter for you. And I've gotten so many offers accepted as a results of those letters. So if we submitted your 380 with a good letter, maybe make them cry a little bit, or tell the truth, or maybe whatever we got to do, tell the story, whatever the story is, make it happen, it works. We just got to make it work. And then I like to read people, because everybody is different. So you get to know them, you build rapport, like the listing agent or even the seller if you have the opportunity, and you just play on that.
Right.
So, yeah, so.
And what about condos? Is that good property?
Condos are okay. Those HOA fees be high sometimes.
yes.
They be.
HOA fees and rules.
Why is that?
Sometimes they cover different things. So they'll cover the common areas. They may have a pool. Sometimes they cover like water, garbage, sewer.
Oh, okay.
So That would be the reason why. Yeah, but they just be too high. Sometimes they're just too high to the point where it's like, and it depends on the person too. So like me, basically got 5 kids. That wouldn't work for me. But for like a single bachelor, that might be the life. And also, there's some very nice condos out there. Like in Atlanta, they got the nice high-rise condos. Absolutely. Those hold so much value, and over the last, we're in 2025, over the last 10 years, have went up in so much value. They're almost the same price as California homes now. It just depends on your timing, your location, and your initial investment, and the numbers. The numbers got to make sense. The numbers don't make sense, it don't make sense.
Well, hey, she's here to educate you today, and if you need more education on how to purchase your first home, you can contact her. Legacy
to Life.
Legacy to
Legacy to
Life.
Life, y'all. Tap in.
Tap in.
Tap in.
Tell them again how to get a hold of you.
My name is Ariyan Miller, the owner of Legacy to Life, where we help you bring your legacy to life. Feel free to reach out to me via Facebook at Ariyan Armani Miller. You can call me at 209-910-1352, or you can email me at realestate@legacytolife.com. I'm always here to help you. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be straight up. I'm going to be upfront, and I'm going to guide you every step of the way, educate you, and do my best to help you invest in real estate and make some money, okay?
Okay, y'all heard it first. Where they hear it at, Fats?
They heard it Made for a Boss TV. And make sure you guys go to YouTube, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification button, man. Follow us, tap in with us. And if you guys are looking for looking for your dream home, go tap in. She gave you the information.
Yes, and we'll be sliding it across the screen again as we show our sponsors.
All you need is a 620 and some cash. It's good old 620. Now, we want better. We want you to have better.
We do.
But you come in there with that 640, that 650, she can make something happen for you, y'all. Tap in.
All right, tap in. Here's one of our sponsors. Thanks a lot. Video he sent over.
Which includes insurance protection, debt settlement, retirement strategies, business strategies, and real estate. My mission is just go, don't stop. My MO is massive action, zero distraction. I am the connection.
Just go.
I
Don't
love
stop,
it.
y'all.
Hey. Shout out to our sponsor. We're going to play a few more of our sponsors here, and we're going to end it with a little music beats right here. You can find. Get up,
The
Fats.
teammates.
Yeah, we don't have that.